Hello, hello, my friends. Maggie here. Thank you for coming by to see me today. I really do appreciate it. First off, let me just send a big hug to Tiffany Ray. She's a new subscriber, and that's 76 Tiffany Ray at 7614. Thank you so much, Tiffany. I really appreciate your subscribing and your support. Before I actually get started with this, I do want to address something from a video that I made yesterday. When I first started junk journaling, please understand that I knew nothing, absolutely nothing. I really didn't even know what a junk journal was. I didn't know why people were so enthused over putting tags and what was a journaling card, I didn't even know what a signature was. I knew nothing. And because I was never a paper crafter, I never scrapbooked or anything like that. I did sew a lot, and I dabbled with watercolors a little bit, which I really did enjoy. But I was never into paper crafts, so I was not familiar with any of the artists or any of the makers. I just didn't know, and so it was a real learning process for me. And about that time, I started shopping at Temu, and I heard, after I was listening to several videos and so forth, I did hear people talking about how Temu was pirating and counterfeiting other people's work. And so after I found that out, I pretty much stopped buying any kind of paper type things from Temu, because I didn't know whose was whose. I really didn't. I had no idea. So anyway, the paper that I used, and now I can't find the page. Why didn't I look for it before I started? Oh my goodness, Maggie. So organized you are, so prepared. Anyway, if I can't find it, I'll just try to explain the best I can. Anyway, one of my dear subscribers and faithful watchers and commenters, I always appreciate her comments so much. And I cannot find that page. Anyway, I was just going on about how much I love the papers. Oh, here. This right here, you can't, I tore it apart so you can't see it very well, and this actually is a photocopy of it. But she suggested that it might be a William Morris copy, and I did not know anything about William Morris. I mean, over the last year and a half or so, I've seen his paper on Amazon, and maybe I've heard a couple of creators mention it, but I never was familiar with it. So when she said that to me, I read that comment, so this morning I was looking on Amazon at some of those papers, and these papers definitely are reminiscent of his work. So I apologize for using something that might have been stolen from another artist. I really do feel bad about that. But like I said, in my defense, I had no idea who these people were. I mean, who these artists were or anything. And so anyway, I just wanted to address that up front. All right, now as you can see, I've got all kinds of stuff on my desk. And none of it looks like it goes together. I mean, come on. But what I've got here is the makings of two journals, and I'm supposed to be working on the nursing journal today, and I did do quite a bit of work on it last night, just decorating some of the elements that are supposed to go in it and so forth. But in January, before I I might have in January been thinking about starting this channel, but I don't even know if it had blossomed into much more than just a fleeting, you know. I watched many creators do the junk journal January. And I thought, gee, I'd like to do that. And so there would probably be a junk journal July. And I thought, you know, I think I'm going to try to do that. I really enjoyed the junk journal January, watching the different creators and seeing the things that they created. It was very inspirational. And I learned a lot as well. So I've decided to participate in Junk Journal July totally on my own. Nobody's invited me. Nobody's... I'm just doing it because I want to do it. But I want to make a journal especially for that. Then the other thing the second journal is for a new idea book, because my idea book, although it's not actually full of ideas, it is pretty full, and I didn't really think this through when I made this. I didn't make it real sturdy, and I didn't put a lot of pages in it that would be good to actually attach pieces to. So I decided to make another one. Hopefully it will work a little bit better. I'm not going to make a big one. I'm only going to put one signature in it. And I went through my fabrics today, and well, this is for the idea, but let me talk about the Junk Journal January 1st, Junk Journal July. So I had said yesterday in my video, I've always wanted to make an Americana type of journal, but I hadn't done that yet. And so I thought, well, let me look through my fabrics and see what I have. So I had this red fabric. I had several red fabrics, actually. I had some other ones that I liked with these little red, you know, red and white lines. Unfortunately, those aren't blue dots, they're black dots, but I liked it. And I thought, oh, this would be good for Junk Journal July. Being the 4th of July and, you know, the month that we think about our America's independence and everything. And then I found these papers. They came out of a Hobby Lobby paper, you know, paper studio pack. They're 8.5 by 11, and it's the 4 Seasons pack, single-sided. The paper is it's not heavy cardstock at all. I would say it's more the weight of, I don't think it's the weight of 32-pound copy paper, maybe 24 or 28. But I thought it would serve for the purpose that I'm going to use it for. So I bought these to line the inside of it with, and then these to go inside of the journal. So I already made I'm going to use cardstock, not cardstock, but file folders. Before, I always made my journals out of file folders until the end of the year, when I started using the chipboard. But I thought for these journals I would use these file folders. Now I do like I glue 2 of them together just for these, to give it some more weight, you know, some more stability. So I've already done that. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to set the idea book aside. Now I may not be able to finish both of these on camera. Matter of fact, I'm sure I won't. I'm going to watch my granddaughter at 12 o'clock. So I'm going to go as far as I can go, and then depending on how much I get done, I may just make another video later, or I may just pause it and come back to it later this afternoon. But I hope everybody's doing well. I'm so happy to report that I am headache free. I was worried because I thought, oh man, my headaches are not getting a lot better with this last treatment that I had. But, and I was ready to get in touch with the clinic, you know, on Monday. Today is Wednesday for me. This will be Thursday's video. And I was not getting a lot of relief. Matter of fact, they were pretty bad for the first few days. So I was really discouraged about that. But, oh, I gotta cut that off. But as it turns out, I guess it just took a few days for the medication, or for the, yeah, for the Botox to do its thing. And it seems to have done that. So I am feeling better. I can take some off of this. So these I got these fat quarters. I belong to a subscription box when I was quilting called let's see, Creative Notions. And it was a wonderful, wonderful subscription box. They sent the most beautiful fabrics and included notions, and it was a wonderful subscription. But I found that once we moved from California to Houston, I just wasn't utilizing them, and they were just piling up and piling up. So I finally decided to cancel the subscription. But I was left with the unbelievable selection of fabrics, and they're primarily fat quarters. Some are a few jelly rolls, and some of the squares. It just went out of my mind what they're called. The bigger squares and the little squares went out of my mind. So I've got all these beautiful fabrics, and so I went through them this morning, and I thought, oh, I'm bound to have something that I can use for this journal. And sure enough, I did find something that I like. I almost used this for the junk journal January, because I really like it, and I thought the blue stars and everything might go nice. But on the end, my original thought was red. And then I found this fabric that I was going to use for the idea book, and I just love it. This green, and then it's very vintage looking with these little flowers that look like they've been cross-stitched on there. But it's directional, and when I lay the fat quarter like this, it's not, I like to, if I can, save, I mean, I could have done this. It's just that I would have wasted, enough of the fat quarter that I wouldn't be able to make another cover, because most fat quarters you have more than enough fabric to make 2 journals. But the fabric, my second choice, and I really liked it, was this kind of grayish green. And I thought, what better fabric for an idea book? It's got bloom, happy, hope, dream, smile, and all these letters in the background. I thought this was really appropriate for an idea book. So, all right, let's get this laid down and get some glue on it. Now I'm very, very, very tempted just to use my glue stick. I am going to sew around these covers. I can't sew around the chipboard ones. I'm afraid of wrecking my sewing machine, so I haven't sewed around any of those. But I can sew around the file folder. That seems to work really well. And where I would normally use Fabri-Tac for this, I've learned that other glues, glue stick including, and hold the fabric down just as well. Or seems to anyway. I have not had any issues with it. Now there's some glue sticks I like better than others. So far I like this Darcy one, and I really like the Scotch one too. So I think I'm going to probably settle on these 2 glue sticks. I'm trying to like this, I guess. I'm trying to get my supplies down to just what I really need and want to use the most, and what I enjoy. Oh, that didn't work. What I enjoy using the most. And so, like, I've gone from using PVA glue and Elmer's to just the PVA glue, and I use the fabric tack still for a lot of things, but I'm getting away from it more and more all the time. Okay. So then I just have to miter these corners. So yeah, the whole Temu thing, I haven't shopped at Temu. I stopped shopping at Temu for a couple of reasons. One was the fact that I knew I was going to be starting this channel, and I didn't want to be part of any controversy or anything. It's just not worth it. And 2, because of the high import taxes that were imposed on it, on your orders. I mean, you could have a $30 order and then you were going to be charged like $75 for the import tax. And I thought, who in their right mind would pay that? I mean, that's just stupid. So I said, no, I can't do that. Now, there are some things I did like to buy. Temu does they did have excellent, it was an excellent place to buy crafting supplies. And I did like buying lace from them, and hardware kind of stuff like charms and the corner protectors and beads. But I'm not going to pay those kind of prices, and like I said, I really don't want to be part of controversy. I'm not good at, I use this mitering tool because I'm just not very good at mitering corners. I always cut them too short. Alright, so now for this, I think I'll use, excuse me for reaching. Everything's falling down here. Everything went tumbling down. I don't think I got this perfect. I did not get it straight, but oh well. Now this is a really nice cotton. It's from Riley Blake collection. Oh mercy, I got these so crooked. Oh well. I know a lot of you are just probably cringing because I'm not using Fabri-Tac on this. I always did use Fabri-Tac when I was putting a journal cover on, because that's what I thought I was supposed to do. But I've learned now that there's other ways to do things. I'm learning that there are other ways to do certain things. Maybe not everything, but certain things. And like I said, I am going to sew around this. I need to put a little bit more glue because this is not wanting to lay down. I didn't put enough glue up here. I've learned to kind of put a little bit of glue on these little bits that need to be folded in. And use one of these to kind of get these corners in. And the creator that got me started using the PVA glue was Pam from Silver and Sparkles. She's another one that she just is so creative, and she has a whole series, long series. I don't know how many now she's made of One Page Wonder. She's got to be in the 60s or somewhere thereabouts. Yeah, I decided I'm going to attempt Junk Journal January. I don't know how good I'll do at it, or if I'll be able to finish all the prompts, because I think that's the challenge for a lot of people. Well, it is the challenge, I guess, of trying to figure out something to make for any particular challenge, for any particular prompt. And I think it'll be quite a nice learning experience for me. I'll do what I can do. I'll do the best that I can do, you know? That's what I always say, and I mean it. Okay. All right. I'll get these pieces. I didn't think I liked this paper pad because the paper is one-sided and it is very lightweight, but you know, in retrospect, I see its value, I mean, I have pulled a few pages out of it and used it like in my glue book, or I'm way off camera again. I'm just trying to line this up down here. Now, I might not use this glue stick if I wasn't planning on sewing around this. So I'm anxious to watch my little sweetheart for a while. My daughter had to work today. She had patients to see and a meeting to go to. And I know she hates to be away from her boy, oh boy. But she does what she has to do. Yeah, I usually do this with cardstock, line these with cardstock just to make them more sturdy. But I didn't want to print anything out. Oh, this is not going to work. I need some, I need some glue on. The glue is not wanting to come out of here. Come on, glue, I need you to work, little one. Oops, there goes everything that I had in here. Which wasn't a lot, I'll pick it up after. And because this paper isn't very thick, you can't put a lot of glue on it. It's pretty stuck up there, but I'm still going to reinforce it. Looks like I'm putting an awful lot of glue in, I am. Probably going to regret that. Alright. So I don't lose them. Okay, and I'll try to line these up the best we can. Oh, that looks like it's too tall. How about this one? I need to trim these off. Let me move this signature out of the way. going to fold this until the glue dries. This is what drives me a little bit wacky, just trying to get these papers lined up. I was watching Rita Jensen this morning. She was making an envelope journal. And one of the things that she did that I really liked a lot was she put like some extra, she didn't say how wide they were, but I'm guessing they might have been maybe 2 inches or around about there. And I'm not sure if the whole strip was like 4 or 5, but she put them in her journal. She sewed them in, and I don't know if it was maybe just part of a page and the other part was a full, page. It was so that she could attach another page or something to that. And I thought, oh, that's a really good idea. And I wanted to try it in these journals, but maybe I'll find something suitable to put in them before I actually get to sewing the journals in, because I'm not going to finish this in one video. I'm going to put some wet glue along the edges. Where the fabric is. Okay, so I didn't get any glue over here. It would appear. Okay. I am just going to set this aside and let it dry. Now this is the signature that I have so far. Although I meant to put the larger, they're basically the same signatures. Except I put a few more pages in the idea book one because this one actually seems thicker. And this goes with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So maybe this goes with this one. This is the... Oh, get confusing. Gonna get confusing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Well, I thought I added extra pages in one of them. Oh well. Not going to worry about it right now. Okay, so this is going to be the first page. I think I might change it. Now, what do I want to go next? I've got some of these white pages. These are from children's drawing paper. And I know they're white, which we don't like to have in our journals, but I'm using them with the hope that I will be able to decorate on them. Since working on the black and white journal, I'm not so afraid of white pages anymore. No, I shouldn't say afraid. That's kind of silly, but what I mean to say is, it doesn't bother me as much. Oh, these came out. This is a Audubon book. It has some beautiful pictures in it, and I love the paper. This is from a Disney book. Page, I guess. So some of these need to be trimmed. So I can do that off camera. Alright, And then this will be the idea book. I can't believe that we're almost already into July. This is, what, the last week in June. Time is just flying by. Oh, this fabric feels so nice. There's no branding on this one, so maybe it was cut off on another end. But, okay, so this will go in here. And I don't think I have time to do this right now. So I am going to stop this video. We're at 41 minutes. So I'm going to divide this into 2 videos, I guess. The next video will be me probably making the second cover and then sewing my signatures in. But I have incorporated something new on my channel, and I said it, used it on yesterday's video. Same as when I get to the end of the video, I have a hard time saying goodbye. I just seem to sometimes stumble over my words, and I come out sounding really unsure of myself, and that I don't know what I'm really saying. But whatever I say to you, as far as appreciating you and hoping all is well and saying that I pray for you, I mean all of that from the bottom of my heart. I want you to know that. And 2 things when I started this channel that prompted me to start it was, one of the reasons, among many others, was that I really truly wanted to be a blessing to people that listen to me. And one way I can do that is I pray for y'all every day. I don't know who you are or where you are, for the most part. I don't know where you may be, but God knows. And I just pray that whatever it is you need, that He'll be there with you and that you'll feel His presence. So the other thing that I decided to do is, rather than just say a bunch of stuff at the end that, like I said, I just stumble over my words, I decided just to read a short Bible verse. And this little tin is just grace notes for women, but they're Bible scriptures, so they can be for anybody, of course. The one for today says, "Our Lord is kind, He is faithful and caring, and He saves us." Psalms 40:10. Bye-bye, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Hello, everyone. Maggie here. Welcome back to my channel. This is a continuation of the video that I started a few hours ago of making a junk journal for Junk Journal July 2025. So, and also one for my idea book. I need another one for my idea book. Not that the first one is so full of ideas, but I wasn't thinking about what I really needed when I made that. I'm hoping that this one that I'm putting together will work a little bit better. It's not very big, but I wouldn't mind like having edition 1, edition 2, you know, that sort of thing. So let's just do some more work in this. Now, while I was off camera, I did actually do the cover for the idea book, and I the junk journal July was already put together. I just was waiting for it to dry, and then I was going to sew it, and I did sew it. I sewed around the edges, and then on this one I crisscrossed it, and you really can't see it on the front. The stitching blends right in. I kind of was afraid it would do that. I did catch my paper here, but that's all right, because I'm going to put some lace here. Now, if you are someone that doesn't sew your journals together all the time, then you may or may not know this. I didn't know it, and I have sewed off and on for many, many years. But on the underside of your paper, because it's paper, the needle causes the holes to poke through and leaves your paper kind of bumpy and a little bit messy looking. But if you take your bone folder or something else and just go over the stitches, it'll neaten it up some, if that's neaten, I don't think that's a word. And take away some of the bumpiness that's left behind because of the needles poking through. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to flatten these stitches out a little bit. And I pretty much have pulled my signatures together for both journals. They're very similar as far as content. The only thing I did, I put a few more pages in the idea book. I don't anticipate, if that's just all that I use this red journal for, is for junk journal, junk journal January, then the amount of pages that I'm putting in here will be more than sufficient. So the first thing we're going to do is put some, when I make my journals like this, I like to put lace down these seams, and as you can see, I really need it right here because this is coming up. I just don't know what color I want to use. I have some blue, and I also have some red. I'm kind of thinking I could use white too. But I'm kind of thinking I like the blue. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm not going to deliberate over this for a long time. Okay, so I just want to, well, maybe I should try the white. I hope I got some out. I don't want to go through those bins again. Let me just look in here. I don't think I have any white. I mean, I have white lace, but it's not what I want to use on this. So I'm just going to go with the blue. That was my first intention, so I'm just going to go with it. Now, if you've never used this lace with the like double-sided tape on the back, it's really great. It stays down wonderfully. I have learned though to when I peel the backing off, to use a pointy tool of some kind. To help lift the other side up. And I try not to hold on to the end because it could cause the lace to fray a little bit. I don't mind fabric fraying, but I really don't want the lace to fray. I just don't want this to go down in the fold. Okay, I think that's good. I'm not using my fussy cut scissors because this has got sticky. I just was looking at the camera to make sure I was recording. Oh my Lord. Like I mentioned earlier today, this is Wednesday for me. This will be Thursday's video. I have really had a time the last few days with videos. I mean, I guess I've learned some important lessons from it, but they haven't been easy pills to swallow. So I got to spend a good part of the afternoon with my little granddaughter. I was very, very happy about that. Yeah, let me cut some of these threads over here. I don't mind threads dangling, I really don't, but in some cases it can just look messy, and that's what it's looking like here, just a little bit messy. I really like this little Brother sewing machine that I purchased. It just seems to work really well. Believe me, it's not fancy by any stretch of the imagination, but it does what I need to do. It's those nice straight stitches and zigzag stitches, and goes forward and backwards. It has like a regular size foot pedal, not a little inky dinky thing like this. So I'm very pleased with it. Okay. All right. So let's fix the cover on the idea book, and then we'll work on the signatures. Okay, so this is the idea book. I really, really do like this fabric. I know you probably can maybe see some of these words faintly, but then there's all kinds of just the alphabet all over throughout this. I just think it's a very nice piece of fabric, and it's so perfect for the idea book. So I hope I do it some justice. Cut some threads off from her as well. I don't seem to have as many straggly ones. Okay, now again, I'm not sure what color lace I want to put. Definitely not red or blue. And I had thought maybe the green. I mean, I think the green would look pretty if this was a different color green. So it's either yellow or that light green. Of course, the yellow goes fantastic here. And I think it goes all right with the green as well. So I think I'm going to go with the green. Okay. So yesterday, I never planned on making, I never thought I'd be making two journals today. But I had given thought to the July challenge. Even when before I started my channel back in January, when I was watching everybody with the January challenge, I just thought it just looked like a lot of fun. And I enjoyed watching the videos that everybody put out because it was very entertaining, and I learned a lot from it as well. And I kind of made up my mind then, the next time they do that, I want to give that a try. Well, it's now the next time, and I'm going to give it a try. Like I said earlier, I certainly was not invited to join, not like in a personal sense. They invited whoever wants to do it. So I'm doing it. Oh, I didn't get that real straight, but I'm not going to try pulling it up because it's on there pretty good. Usually I like to do these insides with a cardstock, especially when I'm using the file folders because it gives it more stability. But I have the paper, so I decided to use it. Okay, so now that's pretty much done. So here we have our 2 journal covers. They've both been sewn around. The zigzag for some reason doesn't look as messy to me as the straight stitch does, so I'm not going to bother trying to flatten them out. Now I think I pretty much have my my signature ready for the idea book. This will be the first page, and I ditched the idea of the white pages. I just couldn't take them. They're fine in the black and white journal. I don't mind them in the least, but I decided I just didn't want to look at all that white in these journals. So of course these were from the same paper pack as these. They're not printed on the back, so I just stenciled some script on this one, and I tried to put a variety in here. I don't have a lot to choose from in my stash, so I'm using what I have, and easy to come down a little bit. And I'm having a really hard time getting my some of my coffee and tea dyed papers from not leaving a border. I have a couple that print out really nice and print from side to side. My printer is a borderless printer, but for some reason it with some of these kits, I got some ink on there, I think, it prints out with a border. And I even tried printing it from my, and then this is the inside page for this one. Not a big book, just, I think it'll be good for my purpose. So this goes in here. And yeah, I just try to use what I've got, you know, on hand. And I'm thankful for the things I do have. My daughter had gifted me some books from her first school library job because she was just going to throw them away. They were just not, they weren't able to use them. So this is going to be the inside page, the middle page of the Junk Journal January, and this will be the front page. So I just have to kind of put these papers in some order. Let me see what I've got. I love this paper here. I like to try to back tags and journal cards with it. It's children's drawing paper. I buy it on Amazon. I'm sure there must be a better price for it than what I'm paying, but I like it because if you're going to back it with something like a tag or a journal card, it's got enough oomph to it that it gives a nice backing. It's nice to write on. And it's pretty sturdy as well. Oh, here's one white page. We can keep it. Okay, so I'm just trying to see what all I have here. Some of these pages from like the gardening book and another one are pretty glossy, and I hope that that won't give me a fit. When I'm trying to glue things down to it. Okay, so we have this. And we can do this. Okay, we can do this. So yeah, I wanted to come back on and finish this video up this evening. And then tomorrow's video, well, this will be Thursday's video, but Friday's video, which I'll be doing tomorrow, will be the black and white journal. So I hope that y'all had a good day or are having a good day, regardless of what time or when you may be watching this. I've had a good day, just a little bit not hectic, but my timing was off. That's what I meant to say. My timing was off a little bit. That's all right. Everything kind of works out. My daughter has to have a procedure done on Friday. I'm praying for her that it all goes well. I don't know. I probably should be putting these in some kind of rhyme or reason order, but I'm not. Somebody in our neighborhood is giving a party. And then here I stenciled on this too. I stenciled on this page and this page. So this is the, does have to come off. So I'm hoping that I can be successful with a junk journal. Yeah, I need to trim this a little bit. Junk journal January, a junk journal July. It's a little bit of a tongue twister for me, especially as it's getting a little bit later. Oh, my granddaughter, she weighs almost 15, no, she weighs a little over 15 pounds, and she's very long. At least she seemed to long to me, but when my daughter showed me the percentiles and everything, she's really not that long for her 6-month age. No, I do believe that I'm going to sew these in off camera. I'm going to probably use embroidery thread, especially for the red one, because I don't have any red of the wax-coated thread. And I'm not sure what I'll use in this one. I probably have a wax-coated one, but I do have that little cake of wax that I can run my thread through, which will help. Boy, I'm getting kind of tongue-tied tonight. So here's the junk journal January. So, and I also designed a cover for this that says Junk Journal January. I just have to finish working on it. So I'm going to sew the signatures in offline. I'm not going to make any ephemera for it, either one of them yet. I may put pockets in the front and the back of both of them. When I find a piece of ephemera that I want to put in here, and I want to share with you, I like to put a date that I found it and who I learned it from. I like to include that with the piece, but sometimes I just need an extra piece of paper to put in. So that's all that I'm going to do for now on these two journals. They're completed, all except for the signatures being sewn in, and that won't take long at all, since I'm just doing the one signature and they're small. I'm not even going to use a template for these. I'm just going to put the holes in, you know, right before I sew them in. I'll clip them down and put the holes in. But I know they'll go in very quickly, so. And maybe I'll put corner protectors on. My corners aren't too bad, but because this is cardstock and lightweight paper, I may put them on just to protect them. I'll see. All right, everybody. So that's my video for today. Like I said, you'll be watching it tomorrow. And I hope, again, that you're having a good day wherever you are, whatever time it is for you, and that you're blessed. I would like for you to like and leave me a comment. Those two things are really, really important. Even if it's just a very short comment, I want to be able to to acknowledge you and let you know how much I appreciate it. And it means a lot to me. And if my channel is going to grow, that's one of the ways to help it to grow, by you liking when you watch and leaving a little comment, even if it's, like I said before, just, you know, Ann from Detroit. Whatever it may be, it would be a big help to me, and I'd be very, very thankful for you if you would do that. So I'm going to leave for now. I am going to read you another scripture verse, as this is almost like another video. So this is it. The Lord is righteousness in everything he does. The Lord is righteousness in everything he does. He is filled with kindness. Psalms 145:17. So bye-bye for now, and I will see you in the next one.